You're working a job, you're hungry for success, you want to make money but you don't know where to start. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys 5 principles that millionaires use to get them to where they are today. And just to emphasize, one of these principles is probably the most important principle to me personally, because when I started my own recruitment company, it was difficult, it was hard, it was difficult turning up every day. But more than anything, one of these principles is deep in my heart, and I'm going to emphasize which one that is to you, and I really want to talk about that one. So let me come back to you on that one. If you're new here, my name's Abu Musa. I talk about money, I talk about finance, and I'm a Muslim. So you're not going to catch me lying, and you're not going to catch me talking to you about things I don't know about. So let's get straight into the video. And the first principle, if you do this, you will become the top 5% of people trying to run a business. In fact, number one, a lot of people just don't do it, and that is the biggest problem. Over years and years, raindrops can create holes in rocks. In fact, raindrops can cut mountains over thousands of years, but once a gush of water, a tsunami, whatever it is, won't actually affect a mountain the same way the raindrops will over thousands of years. And so the first principle is consistency, because you guys need to be consistent in whatever you're doing. That is what is going to set you apart. And in fact, in today's day and age, what's the biggest problem? The biggest problem is people want fast money. Everyone wants fast money. People just want money to hit them straight away. You see, I started a business when I was 25 years old. I started my own recruitment company, and it took me 5 years to get to the point where it is now passive. I have employees. We want clients. We want businesses. People will judge me for who I am today, but not judge me for the 25, 26-year-old starting my recruitment company. Fast money, it doesn't last long. Money that comes in over a long term, where you get your fundamentals right, that is exactly where you will make long-term legacy money, which does last longer, and you're not going to hit £0 in your bank account the same way you do when you're chasing fast money. I mean, let's be honest. How many people try to make fast money over 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and they keep changing different models, different businesses, different things, and 6 years later, they've tried 10 different hustles, but they're still where they were 2021, 2020, 2022. The point is this: consistency over a long time gives you the advantage of becoming the millionaire or having the wealth that you desire to have. And so the second principle, be respectful to those that are 10 years down the line in their businesses, and don't try to be the one who is the 30, 35, 36, 37, whatever it is, 10 years into their business. It's not going to take you 3 months if it took me 5, 6 years. It's going to take you time. You need to learn before you can walk, and you need to walk before you can run. So if you really want that good money, if you really want good business, if you really want to strive and become a millionaire as such, then you need to understand every single step. You see, the foundation of your house is important. If your foundation is weak, then the house is weak. And so a little bit of wind, a little bit of issues, something happens, COVID, something in the economy happens, all of a sudden your business is going to go down and under. But if you take time, if you build your business, if you understand every single model, if it takes you 6, 7 years to get to the point where you're making 100, 200,000 pounds a month, which is possible, that happens over time, and it happens learning from those that know more than you and understanding you don't know what those people know. Because it's important to be honest with yourself and respectful to those who know more, respectful to the ones who have actually started businesses, and understand you've got a long way to go. That's going to help you. You see, at this point, I want to tell you about my best friend, and trust me, this is important. In fact, my best friend isn't a millionaire. He's not a billionaire. He doesn't have a lot of business advice. My principle number 3 is related to my best friend. My best friend, I will go to him and ask him about certain things. I will ask him about business, even though he doesn't know much about business. I will ask him about starting a company, even though he's not the one who has started multiple companies. I'll ask him, because principle number 3 is straight talkers. Keep them around you. What do I mean by that? When you keep straight talking people around you, if a business isn't good, they'll tell you. They'll say it doesn't make sense. It doesn't really add up. And I'm not saying take the advice of every single person around you, because it's difficult to know whether they actually want good for you or not. But keep straight talkers around you. If you've got people around you that keep saying things like, Sounds great. Go for it. Or I don't really see an issue with this business. Sure, no problem. A nice, a yes man, it's problematic. Because when we start businesses, we think that every single business is amazing. We'll have a business, we'll start a business, and we'll think nothing can go wrong. Only when you have people around you who are straight talkers, only people that see the third perspective, will actually say, well, you know what, it doesn't make sense. This isn't adding up. Have you looked at a different side? And sometimes you wouldn't have looked at another side. And so make sure you have straight talking people around you, people who actually will just say it as it is. And they don't care about your emotions and whether you're going to get upset, whether the business works or not. That's not important. Make sure you have straight talking people around you, because that's principle number 3. See, inshallah, you start making a lot of money. Inshallah, you're actually making so much money, you don't know what to do with it. You've bought your luxurious cars. You've bought your houses. You've spent a lot of money. You've bought nice watches. They make you happy, but they don't make you happy long enough. What does make you happy is giving back. And giving charity is the 4th principle. But let me explain this, because there's a deep message in this. When you buy a sports car, it will make you happy. It will make you happy for a week, a month, maybe sometimes when you get it washed and you take it for a drive and so on and so forth. But that's not your biggest why. See, when you're in business, you need to have the why. Why are you even doing what you're doing? There needs to be motivation behind it. And if your motivation is buying the Lamborghini or the Ferrari, once you get it, well, I don't know if you're going to have enough motivation behind you continuing to run businesses and continuing to put in the effort. But if you start giving money back in charity and you start feeding the people who need it, and people are dying and starving in the world, and you start helping those people, seeing the smile on their faces is the biggest motivation you can ever have in life. That is what is going to make you happy. So if today you're thinking, I want luxurious things, that isn't a problem. But make sure you're always giving money back to the poor. Always make sure that you're helping those in need, because when you see them smiling, that will become your biggest why. And when that becomes your biggest why, it's very difficult to you have a lack of motivation. When other people start relying on you, you have to pull through. You have to make it work. And for some people, it's very important to give charity. And so the 4th principle is giving back and giving charity, because not only will your money increase, not only will your money be blessed. As a Muslim, I believe this. The fact that you are helping someone becomes your motivation. Someone asked me the question and they said, would you take £40,000 an hour? And I said, there comes a point where you don't necessarily care about money. You care more about time. Let me explain this concept and let me explain this principle. There comes a time where you realize your time is worth more than money. No matter how much money someone gives you, you'd rather spend that time doing something else. And let's say you can have the nice things. You've got a nice house, you've got a nice car, you've got a nice things in life. There comes a point where you start thinking, is it really worth it for me to give up my time for money? And so the 5th principle is respecting time, understanding that your money isn't worth more than your time. You only have 12 hours in the day. If you sleep for, 8 hours and chill for 4 hours, let's say for argument's sake, you've got 12 hours, that's it. You're limited to that. How much money you make within that time is up to you, but that time isn't going to increase. The money can increase. This side, what you charge per hour can increase. Some people charge $250,000 or pounds every hour for a call, for a consultation meeting. And so you have to change your mindset. The most valuable thing is time, not money, and start understanding and respecting your time. That's the 5th principle. And that's all from me. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.